All right, what's going on, YouTube? Tried to start this off earlier, multiple fails. I had to reboot Windows 95. That's really what it took. So rebooted Windows 95. We're good to go now. So now we can actually move on with this live stream here. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to live stream. So today's live stream is about women in IT. And this stems from the past week and a half I've been talking about. I've interviewed Cherokee Boos from IT Pro TV, and that interview is set up. It's uploaded. I need to title it, put thumbnails on the videos, and they'll be live today. So later on today, you guys will get to finally see that interview. So that's really, really exciting. I'm really excited about it because that was a lot of fun to do. So look forward to that because that was really, really cool. And just so you guys know, I'm going to pull it up just so you guys who are familiar with who I'm talking about, if you don't know who I'm talking about. And hello the gentleman, and hello Ren, and hello Maria. You need IT Kid here, period. IT Kid is sleeping right now. And I have my other two kids here because they're home on a snow day right now. And they're in the other room right now. They're super loud. Obnoxious, because that's what they do. 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. Of course they're loud and obnoxious. Here, let me minimize that real quick. This is Cherokee. So this is who I interviewed the other day. Videos are up, ready to go pretty much like I said. So later on today, you guys will see this interview. I'm super excited about it. And that's not really why I'm doing this video right now, though. I'm just kind of giving a little prelude to it. Today, the reason why we're doing this live stream is because I got this message last night on Facebook. And hopefully, let me pull this into like paint or something so I can make it bigger. No, let me put in, yeah, paint, hold up. I just need to make it bigger so everybody can read it. Everybody can do the reading on it. All right, here we go. So I got this message last night on Facebook from somebody, and you guys can read it, but I'll read it to you. Hi, I really appreciate your videos, especially the tips on getting into IT as a woman. I just finished with an interview and was asked, as a woman, why would you be interested in IT? The guy was rude throughout the whole interview and made it apparent he didn't think women should be in that field. I was wondering if Catherine had been in a similar situation and if that question she even been asked in an interview setting. So I interviewed before. I'll pull up this video. I'll link it in the chat too. I interviewed a good friend of mine, Catherine, who I worked with for, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, almost 3 years, I think.
New to YouTube,
oh, shit. My bad.
Anyone can do that.
My bad. I'll link these two videos in chat, just so you guys can see them. And I'll put them in the description. This is Catherine. This is who she's referring to. So she saw these two videos. And sorry. I'm not good at multitasking today. I need like tons of ADD medicine or something. Like, can't focus. Anyway, so obviously I've worked with women before, right? So she saw that video. I talked to Catherine just a little bit ago, and she's gonna reply back to her and get an answer. And then once I post this video with Cherokee, I told her, hey, leave a comment in that video. I'm going to make sure that Cherokee sees this so that Cherokee can reply back to you also. But what I said to her was basically, dude's a jerk. Most guys are jerks. And I said, how old was this guy? Because this is like a big thing right here. And this is what I see a lot. You know, how old was the guy? And she's like, he was probably in his 50s. And I said, I figured that. Because most of the older guys who work in IT, just most older guys, period, I think have that stigma attached to them where they just, I don't know, I feel like they might see women in a different aspect, which is total BS to me. I, myself, have worked with women in IT my entire career. There has not been an IT job that I have held where I have not worked with a woman, right? I've had one as my boss, and there was no issues ever. I've never had an issue. I never even like perceived it as anything like bad or different or anything. You know, it was never anything like negative or how could a woman be my boss, or how could I listen to a woman tell me what to do, or anything like that. Whereas older people, for whatever reason, see it this way, and it drives me freaking insane, and it makes me so disgusted as a person in 2018. As a human being in 2018, that type of stuff, that type of attitude makes me absolutely disgusted in the human race. Like, just like racism does, right? Like that, those two things just make me absolutely disgusted. Like, I'm not racist. Oh, my light just died. That sucks. I'll replace that while I talk. But yeah, I don't believe in racism, and don't believe in, you know, the whole, I guess, like sexism stuff or whatever. Like, it's just, it's so stupid. It's 2018. Like, everybody should be like equal, you know, but they're not, and everybody gets treated differently, which is so stupid and unfortunate. Sorry, I'm placing the battery on my light. So yes, and I've been asked questions like this before from women, you know, is there issues like this? Do you see issues like this? Yes, there's been issues like this, and it happens everywhere. It doesn't just happen in IT, right? And any woman could definitely tell you that. And yes, I'm a guy telling you this, I guess, but I know for a fact that like any woman could tell you that there are issues in the workplace where guys just treat them like pieces of crap. And it's stupid. It's unfortunate, and I hate it. So I don't want something like this, something to the fact that you had you have a bad experience in an IT interview to steer you away from IT. You know, I don't want the fact that IT is majoritively men to steer women away from IT. Because to me, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like that's stupid. You know, that's stupid, because women are smart and they can do everything that a guy can do. And there's no reason that women shouldn't be filling up this field hand over feet. You know, it's anyone's game, and anybody can do it. And I welcome that, like, and everybody else should welcome that too. And I feel like once some of these older fogies start getting out of the field, you probably see that. And that goes the same for any industry, really. Once some of the older people start cycling out, we should start to see a little bit of that stigma cycle, hopefully. But that also depends on how some people are raised. You know, there's people that are my age or younger who are raised by people who are racist or look down on women, and they unfortunately act that same way. So it's hopefully those type of people get weeded out of, you know, society and roles that are of power, you know, like that's kind of how I would hope things work out, but that's just not how real life works, I guess, sometimes. But I just hope that, you know, people don't see this as a bad thing or something to steer them away, because it does happen everywhere. I hate it, but I think and I'm going to do more interviews with women, because I know that I think a lot of women can tell you, and other women, ways to get through this and ways to overcome this and look past this. Because again, I don't want women to get deterred by this. I want more women working with in IT, and I get asked this so often and get questions from women very often, and I almost feel like awkward, like trying to answer those questions, because I'm a guy, you know, and it's kind of hard. The only thing that I could ever say is every single job that I've worked, there's been multiple women working in my departments, you know, so it's been great experiences. There's never been a bad experience. It's been amazing. And that's like the best answer that I can always give. I've always worked with women, and it's always been a great experience. You know, I love that. I love that. So that's kind of what I can tell them. That's the answers that I can kind of give, and I don't want this to happen anymore. I don't want this to steer people away, because this is just BS, and this is just stupid. This is the worst thing that can happen ever. Anyway, let me check these, check the chat real quick. Yeah, what a jerk, Ren says, for sure. Absolute jerk, for sure. Brett Reed says the interview question sounds like pretty close to violating the Civil Rights Act. I kind of thought the same thing. It is kind of borderline, for sure. Do you need to study the CSENT first before going into CCNA? It depends on what your knowledge of networking is. Yeah, 50-year-old guy is definitely stuck in the past. Totally pathetic. Call HR. Yeah, she could definitely do that for sure. Terry, you're a woman working in IT, or chief IT officer is a woman. So sorry. Yeah. Thank you for commenting that. And I'm definitely gonna send her the replay of this live stream. So any advice that you two have for her, like, you know, I would greatly appreciate, because she will see this. She will see like the playback of this, because you'll the chat is up. So it is unfortunate. It's stupid. Catherine, who I did the interviews with, who I pasted the links here in the live chat, and those links are in the description now. She's a director of a large IT like shipping industry. Taz Brown, hey, what's going on, Taz? How you doing? Had to join the discussion. I thank you for joining. So Taz, what's up on your screen right now, this little blurb that you see, I got this message last night from somebody, and it really upset me. It really bothered me, and I kind of wanted to talk about it, because I think it's BS. I think it's pathetic that that people are still getting this. You know, that women still get this, and I don't want this type of behavior to steer women away from working in IT, because it's not, you know, it's not worth it, you know, because this is a great field to work in. You know, if you love this field, if you love technology, if you love all the aspects of it, I don't want that to steer somebody away from working in this great field. You know, I love this field. I love every single thing about it, and I could only imagine that there's, you know, other people, and especially women, that feel the same way. So why don't let this, you know, don't let some jerk of a guy, you know, defeat you. And, you know, like I told her, I've worked with women my whole IT career. The hospital job that I just left, we had 6 women in the IT department. I mean, it was half of the department was women. Well, almost half. We had like, it was like 8 guys and six women. So, I mean, it was fantastic. It was great. It was a great mixture. You know, there were so many great ideas flowing from both sides of the field. So it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. You know, that's how I see it though. And I'm just of a different age. I'm from a different era. And I'm just somebody who, quite honestly, you know, how I look at things, and I look at things, I guess I look at things a lot differently than a lot of people. Because, and I'm going to be completely blunt right now. And if you're at work, like, I would just turn down your speakers right now, because I'm going to drop an F-bomb, because I don't give a fuck, like, about a lot of things, you know? So, like, if you know, like this, like, it just drives me insane, you know? It just drives me insane. It makes me so mad, like that this stuff still happens. It's just like racism, you know. It's just like racism. And it's fun, you know. My daughter, she's my stepdaughter. She's 10 years old. So my fiance, it's her daughter. She's mixed. You know, no problems. Love it. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, the looks that you get, it's just like, what the frick, you know? I'm like, dude, it is 2018. Come on, people. Like, this isn't like the frickin' 1800s. I mean, this isn't even like the 1940s anymore. Like, this is 2018. Get with the damn program. Seriously. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is something that, like, I'm definitely, like, really passionate about, and I feel very strongly about, because it does really bother me. And I want more people working in the field. If they want to work in that field, I don't care who you are, what you do, what your skin color is, what gender you are. Please work in the field if this is what you want to do, and don't let anybody push you away from it. Please. And somebody asked a question about some books. I'm trying to find a link right now, if I can. I have some books on that page right there. There we go. All right. IT truly is a great field to work in. I definitely agree with that. You work in a hospital now, the physicians are really hard at times to work with. Yes, definitely physicians are hard to work with, especially physicians from another country, and especially if you are a woman. They are definitely hard to work with, for sure. Like absolutely 110%. Right before I actually left the hospital, I I had a bad experience with a physician. He's actually no longer there, and I made a complaint because of a bad experience I had with how he was treating one of the nurses, and I was so mad. And again, from another country, and it happens, and that's just it. Not that there's anything like wrong with being from another country. I don't want to go down that road. Not saying that, but there is something with the way that they treat women, right? And that's, I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I could never tell you. It is what it is. How about that? But it's just different. It's different. It's a different culture. It's a different culture, but it's not the same culture that's here. So there's that. I will say that. The link. Oh, check the link in the description. I'll get like a short link real quick here. I know, I freaking deleted that stupid password. Hang on. I'm getting you a short link. There you go. There's the short link. That should work. Shouldn't have a problem with that. All right. Let me scroll back up to through the comments here, through the chat, because I'm a little bit behind. Sarah, you're very young, 21 and female in college, going for an IT career, and sexism and stuff like that worries me about getting a job. Let me come back to that because I think somebody said something. Yeah. Eltamise. Okay. Never going to die. It's something women have to accept and turn the table. I would ask him, as a man, what piqued your interest and made you enter the field? Yep. Yeah. Taz, I wanna follow up on that too. Let me. Shoot. Take out my little notes here. See? This is so I know who to reply back to, so I don't forget. Don't let it, yeah. Sarah says, don't let it worry you. It's few and far between you would come across someone like that. And I hope this is really the case. Like, I hope that is truly the case. I don't think in the IT jobs that I've worked, where I've worked with women, I don't think that I have personally seen any issues with other coworkers, like IT coworkers, having issues with women. I don't think it's, maybe I just didn't hear about it. I don't think I've heard of anything. So I truly hope it's few and far between. Like, I truly hope that it's few and far between. Terry says, IT is an amazing field to work in. She loves it, and you know, your women coworkers feel the same. You work in higher education, and it can get very interesting with all the data you deal with. Yeah. Yeah. You are welcome, Lori. I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. Any way that I can help, I want to help. That's why I do this. I just want to help people, and I want to encourage people. That's the whole point of this, is encouraging people. Don't go downstairs though. Just put it right here, and just stay in your room though, so you're not waking him up. Oh, we'll just leave it right there for now. Sorry, kids are running around and baby sleeping. we need to make sure that the baby gets like an adequate amount of sleep, or else he's like super crabby. We don't want that. We don't want a crabby baby. Sarah, thank you for responding to your chat. You just joined in when you were talking about sexism. On another note, being young in the field, which not much experience other than college. Any advice? By the way, you were very helpful. Yep, no problem. Yeah, you had a couple questions here, Sarah. So let me, and then Lori has something here too. So Sarah, you had something up here. Alrighty. Sorry about that. So, what advice do I have for women? I did kind of talk about that a little bit before in the chat, but and it's really hard, you know, it's really hard for me to give advice. You know, it's really, like, I feel like really awkward, like, giving advice sometimes, like, specifically on that stuff. And I don't know if that's, like, just, like, the way that I was raised or whatnot. One second. Okay. Sorry. They're like pushing boundaries here. And I'm like super worried about the kids, with the baby. It just makes me so paranoid because if the baby seriously doesn't get enough sleep, like he just like is a nightmare. So we've been like really trying really hard to keep him on like this strict like napping schedule and make sure that he gets like adequate nap time, because if he wakes up like too early and then he's not getting adequate nap time, yeah. Anyway, sorry Sarah, I apologize. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like really awkward sometimes giving advice to women, you know, because I'm a guy. I can only tell you like what I would do and kind of what I would say or whatnot, but I've worked with women my entire IT career. I've always worked with women, and it's always been a great experience. I've never had an issue. What I can say is that I think every woman that I have worked with has had a strong backbone. That's one thing that I have noticed about them. And I think I've always liked about them, and anytime I've seen anybody kind of give them crap, like they were always able to give it right back, you know? Which is, you know, something that I think a lot of people don't see very often, you know, because in IT in general, you get a lot of crap. You will get a lot of crap, one way or another. Like you're just gonna get a lot of crap. You know, people are going to come at you in all directions and, you know, bust your stuff. You know, that's just the way that it is. So as long as you can just have a strong backbone, tell people, you know, like no when you need to tell them no, and you know, make sure that you stand up to them at all times. I think that's really important, and I know that's really hard to do, especially like when you're new to getting in IT. It's really hard to just be like a yes person all the time, or it's really hard not to be. Like you always just want to please everybody and all that. But you have to make sure that you have your boundaries and you know when to say no. You know what I mean? Because that is hard. People will take advantage, and I think people will just try to take more advantage, you know, and that's just based off of what I've could see potentially. So just make sure that you have a strong backbone. Make sure that you can say no, you know, and that's just saying no to doing things that, you know, like even like a stupid ticket that, you know, or maybe like they didn't even put in a ticket and they're just asking you on the fly and you know they need to put in a ticket. No, I can't do that. You know, no, you need to put in a ticket. You know, no, I can't get to that right now. You know, that type of stuff. Yeah. But just always, I don't know. I guess that's kind of where I'm going with that. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But I wouldn't get discouraged. I think you might get a little bit more crap than other people, especially maybe first going out. Sometimes it depends. I mean, it really depends on where you're going. You know, I hope that you go somewhere great and amazing that just doesn't even care that you're a woman. You know what I mean? That's my hope. Like that's my hope going forward, that nobody runs into issues like this anymore. Like, you know, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this stigma, this. I just don't. It just makes me so mad. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just get so emotional about it and fired up about it that all my thoughts go in so many different places. And Taz made this comment up here about, she said it's just something you have to accept and turn the table and turn it around on them, you know, or yeah, I just said that twice basically. And that's something, having a strong backbone, and definitely, if you can definitely turn the table on somebody, that's perfect. Like, that's perfect. You don't know how many times, like, you can just shut a guy up by turning the table on them. You know, they may never say a freaking thing to you again, or they may never give you a hard time again because you turn the table on them. And you don't have to be, you know, mean to them or anything. You can just be like a smart aleck back to them. And, you know, just turn the table on them real quick, and you'll shut them up for a very long time. It's funny how stuff like that works. Especially guys who I think are of the nature that are like this guy here. I think if you turn the table on this guy, I think if she would have turned the table on this guy, she would have shut him up real quick. Powell Mice, I don't know if you're still here in the chat, but there is a good way to check what's good for you. I'll link that right now. It's the it's a CompTIA roadmap. It's a pretty good idea. There's the link in the chat. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. Let me see. Being young in the field, with not much experience other than college, any advice? Internships. This is something I tell everybody. Internships and volunteer work. If you can get any type of internships or volunteer work, that's going to be your best bet. And then getting some certifications is always going to be helpful. Lori says you're looking to get an IT, not sure where to focus. That you were studying to get in a database, but in changing your mind. First time job in a new country, Canada. May get your A+ certification first. Well, it depends, Lori, on what you want to do. You know, where are you looking to go? You know, what kind of you know, what kind of jobs pique your interest the most? Do you have trade or technical colleges near you? You're in an associate program at technical college, so that's great. Yeah, Kaylee, that's great advice too. Taya says, given that men dominate IT, it's important and great that you are willing to show your support for women in IT. 110%. 110% all day, every day. Like I said, it drives me nuts that there's people out here that are this way. It just makes me so incredibly mad, because IT is everybody's field. It's a field for everybody. Nobody should be discriminated for any reason at all. And I want I want everybody to work in this field, especially women. There's no reason that they should, that you guys shouldn't work in this field. You guys are brilliant and smart and everything that we are and more. Couldn't say, like, I don't even know what else I could say, because I think the world of you guys. I mean, honestly, like, and I tell my fiance this all the time. I mean, I give her credit for everything, because she's great, and I know how much women do in all aspects of life, and I know that being in this field, that just excel in this field also, just like any other field. So being limited by somebody, saying some BS like this is just so frustrating to me, because at the end of the day, it's like we're all the same. We're all human beings. Like, it doesn't really matter. We all bleed red. I don't know any other way to, like, put it. I don't know any other way to, like, describe it, because it's just so frustrating. So frustrating. So if you want to do databases, though, like the A+ probably isn't the best route. You think you need a professional attitude? I feel even women at work. You think we need to, should? I'm confused by that. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that sentence. 2 sentences. Sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. So yeah, this was kind of, no, I get it. This is kind of my little rant today, just because, like I said, I got this message last night. I'm doing the interview here, or did the interview with Cherokee. That's going to be up here later today, once I edit the thumbnails, which hopefully should be, real soon here. As soon as I get off this live stream, actually, I'll probably start editing the thumbnails. And the description and title and all that fun stuff, and then we'll make it live, and it'll be great stuff. And she talked a little bit about this stuff too. I mean, we both actually talked a little bit about this stuff, like what we're talking about right now. So she had some great info, and I'll make sure that if you guys, or if you ladies, leave any comments in any of those videos, and you have questions for her, I'll make sure she sees it, and I'll try to make sure that she replies back whenever she gets a chance, because she's been working in this field for a long time, and she does great things, and I couldn't say better things about her either. So that's one person that you guys can definitely ask questions to also. So, and then let's see. She's with these guys, IT Pro TV. I talk about IT Pro TV all the time. I feel like there's probably not a live stream that goes by that I don't talk about IT Pro TV. They're a resource that I use to learn new IT related skills. Studied just about every single certification known to mankind, IT related, over there. Hang on, I gotta plug this in. But it's one of the most valuable resources that I've ever used, and she's one of the hosts over there at IT Pro TV. And again, couldn't say better things about the guys and gals over there, because they have a few ladies over there. I mean, they actually have a lot of ladies on their staff, but they have a few lady hosts on their staff, and they go over the content there, and it's great. If you want to learn stuff, it's entertainment but education at the same time. It doesn't even feel like you're learning, and that's kind of what I like about it. It's just like a smooth flow of material. Sarah, thank you for all the support and answering your questions. You're about to graduate at community college with a transfer to 4-year college for your BS. For some experience. Then some experience. Anything else I could do to better yourself in the field? If you have time, Sarah, you can definitely try to get some certifications, or you could set up like home labs and stuff, depending on like what you want to do. You could join IT Pro TV. You can check out IT Pro TV for free, but they have practice labs there and stuff. But you could set up your own home lab. Like VirtualBox. You can virtualize like a server. You can go, if you're into networking, you could go on Craigslist and you could get you can get really cheap switches. If you want to learn more about networking, just start teaching yourself things that you don't learn in school. That would be my biggest thing. That would be my biggest advice for anybody who's in school. Yeah, Taz, we're on the same page. That's what's up. That is what's up, Taz. Home labs, 24/7. As Duan would say, he would say lab every day, and that's true. Lab every day, for sure. If you want to learn, if you want to be more knowledgeable, you got a lab. You have to teach yourself. Like, that is just number one. I feel like if you're in college, you can't just rely on school. You have to be teaching yourself. See, Taz Brown knows lab every day. Ha, see? That's what's up. We know. He's got it embedded in our mind. Lab every day. Alicia, sorry, he said, you're very young trying to find out the job you'd love to do. I enjoy the idea of understanding the computer and fixing it. You're a tinker of small things. Would it be the place for me? You're sorry if I get asked that question a lot. I do get asked that question, or very similar to that question, a lot. Unfortunately, like, fixing and tinkering of the computer isn't really like a thing anymore. Like, there's not jobs that specifically relate to tinkering and fixing. I think there's only like really, aside from like small mom and pop shops that do that type of stuff, where they'll actually replace stuff or build stuff, there's only like I think like Lenovo has like a place in Georgia that actually does some on-site replacement of their parts and things like that. I know Dell and HP, they have like some staff, or they outsource staff people that like come out and replace like motherboards and things like that. But those are like really few and far between. Like, it's not very spread out as it used to be. Like any business nowadays, like they'll just pay for like next day support, and like these other businesses will come out and fix the stuff. There's just not a lot of techs and stuff that do that stuff anymore. Or you'll just send out the PC or the laptop to get fixed. So it's yeah, not a ton of jobs for the small tinkering of stuff and replacing of parts and all that type of stuff, if that makes sense. Home lab? All right, Sarah. It's not a stupid question. There's never a stupid question, especially when you're new to IT, because IT is so broad and vast, and there's so much stuff involved in IT. You're never going to know everything. So get it through your head right now that there is never a stupid question when it comes to IT, because you're never going to know everything. And nobody knows everything about IT. And if somebody thinks they know everything about IT, get away from them. Like, walk the other way, because that's not the person that you want to talk to. If somebody thinks they know everything, just start walking away. It's like, thank you for your time, and walk away. Because that, seriously, those are the worst people to deal with. But yes, there's so much involved in IT. So a home lab is basically what I have right here. And if you check out my last couple videos or live streams that I did, I talked about VirtualBox, which is this application right here that I have on the screen. This is free. You can download it for free. You can just Google the VirtualBox. And it's virtualization software. It will let you virtualize any operating system that's out there pretty much. So I set up a virtualized copy of Server 2016, which is this right here. Here, I'll close it out here real quick, so we can kind of go through that again. So we'll start up Server 2016 again. We'll let it boot up, just so you kind of see from the start a little bit. And again, I'm gonna actually have a whole video series about this, but I've been kind of doing a little bit of it on the live stream, but I'll have like a actual produced series for this whole thing right here. Where it walks you through installing VirtualBox, it walks you through installing Server 2016, and then it'll walk you through a little bit more of the other things. But it's all really basic, because you know that's kind of what this channel is all about, like basics, trying to help everybody who's new to IT, help you get into IT, and then just really help you understand the basics, and really try to help you understand the basics that you might not learn while you're in college, and then the business basics that you definitely won't learn in college. So VirtualBox right here and the Server 2016, this is essentially a home lab. You could essentially consider this a home lab. This VirtualBox and Server 2016 are running off of my just regular Windows 10 computer. And it's just it's a pretty basic Windows 10 computer. It's the only thing that's like really fantastic about it is that 20 gigs of RAM, which really isn't a lot by any standards nowadays, considering like you could dump like 64 gigs of RAM into most motherboards nowadays. But you can run VirtualBox literally pretty much on any PC in existence. So if you have a Mac, go for it. You have a Linux box, go for it. But anyway, you can download VirtualBox, get it installed, watch my other videos, do this, and you now have a home lab. You install Server 2016. Now you can get familiar with Server, with Windows Server. Yeah, that's my bad right there. So this is a home lab right here. So I set up this server as a domain controller, and when you get into a business environment, you'll get familiar with domain controllers, and especially if you get into a Windows environment. And here's a real cool thing that you'll always be familiar with in a business environment. Hopefully I launched it. I launched it. It's chugging along. Stupid computer. Oh man, it's bombing out on me. Anyway, I'm gonna answer some questions. Powell Mice, that's a roadmap for specifics. So that's a roadmap for every single certification that's out there. So if you want to be anything in the entire world that's in IT, that will tell you which way to go. You know, you want to be a network admin, that's those certifications, it's gonna lay it out. start here and take all these certifications. But as far as to check what is best for you, you have to do the research for that. You know, you're going to have to look up and see, like, what sounds the most interesting to you. Do you like networking? You know, is you know, patching cables and VLANs and subnets and, you know, Cisco and HP Procures and all that fun stuff. Is that fun to you? You know, or is sysadmin stuff fun to you? Servers and Active Directory and virtualization and all that fun stuff. Security, you know, different policies and all that. You know, there's so much. Like, you have to do the research. There's nobody out there that can really tell you without you kind of doing a little bit of research first and saying, okay, these are the things that I like about IT. You know, these are the things that I'm interested in. You know, but a broad kind of thing, no. You know, you have to kind of see, like, what you like and what you don't like. I don't know of anything specific that would walk you through, like, each different thing, I guess, because that would be just a huge, ginormous list, and I don't know what exists out there that's like that. I think the CompTIA website would probably go into more detail on some of those things, but don't quote me on that for sure. Yeah, Raspberry Pis are very cheap and easy to get into. You're switching medical into going into computers. I'm not going too much of a people person. Is that a smart move? So you're always going to have to deal with people in IT, no matter what. I don't care if you're a developer or a systems engineer. You're going to have to deal with people. So get used to having to deal with people. You might have to deal with them all the time, but just know that you will have to deal with people. Whether it's a smart move or not, I can't tell you that for sure. You know, there's tons of people who work in IT who just don't like dealing with people. But fake it till you make it, you know? Just fake it to people. That's all you can really do when you don't like people. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense, I guess, you know? Just, if you don't like people, just fake it to them. You know, you don't like interactions with people, you just have to fake it. Because one thing that can definitely help you in IT, and I say this a lot, like a lot. One, like, huge thing that will help you just advance, I think, a lot more quickly. I don't know if that sounds right. It just didn't sound right coming out of my mouth. Is having great communication skills, is having great personability with other people, like just having that. Now I kind of lost the other word I was looking for, but being able to, like, talk to people and all that, you know, having that ability will actually help you advance a little bit quicker. It'll help you move forward a little bit quicker. It'll just help you get your face in front of more people and help you get your face in front of the right people by having those skills, having those soft skills, really. So just fake it. As hard as it is to do, fake it. And if you just really have a hard time with it and you're in school right now, and this is probably something you, like, don't want to do, like, go work a customer service job somewhere. Like, really, honestly, truly, 110%. I mean that with all of my heart. Go work at Walmart or some job like that. Doesn't have to be Walmart. I'm just saying, like, go work at a job where you have to deal with people, where you have to deal with customers, face to face. You know, I don't care if you work at for only like a couple months, right? Go do it. Just go do it. Go put yourself through it. And if you have to work a couple of these jobs because you just can't take it after like a couple weeks, I don't care. Go do it. Just go do it. Go put yourself through that uncomfortable situation and just learn and watch how other people do it. You know, watch how coworkers interact with customers, because that's really, really important. Truly, truly important. And I can't stress that enough. Probably not really what you want to hear, especially when you're telling me that like you don't like people. Because honestly, I was the same way. I was like the same exact way. Like total introvert. Like never wanted to like leave the house or do anything, be with groups of people. And this was like in my early, well, this is through my teenage years and then like early 20s. And now I don't care. Now I like it. Like now I actually like want to go out and do stuff and like be with people and that's not all the time. Like a lot of times like I just want to sit at home and be by myself. I think I still have that. You know, I still have like I just want to be by myself. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Which is great. Like I love that too. But, you know, at other times like I love being around people. I love talking to people. I love having that, you know. And I worked at a Lowe's home improvement store, and it was really hard for me to do. It was super hard for me, but I just forced myself through it. I pushed myself through it. I didn't work there long. I'll definitely admit to that. I didn't work there long, but I did it. Pushed myself through it, and I did it, and it was great, you know, because I had to talk to people. Had to put on like this customer service, fake smile and all that stuff, and I did it. And I just learned a lot from it, you know. And then kind of as I started getting into IT, I mean I was in IT at that time, but I was working Lowe's part time because I needed more money. As I started getting into IT more roles that I had to deal with customers more, or end users more. I found that being more outgoing and being able to talk to them more really helped my job. It really helped the way that I was able to just work in general, get things done, and the way that if there was an issue with something and I had a good relationship with this end user, or I was able to communicate really well with that end user, if I had to deliver some bad news, it was a lot more easy if I had really good communication skills with them, you know. I hope that makes sense. Kind of. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to keep going on that because that could be like an entirely new, like different live stream or different video. I've totally gone off the beaten path with what this live stream was. I live stream every weekday. I try to live stream during the morning like I'm doing right now. That's what I try to do. It really depends on the baby's schedule though, like what he's up to. He's 7 months old, so he kind of makes the rules, you know. He's kind of the boss right now. 7 months old. I'm not afraid to admit that. He's 7 months old. He's real cute, though. I like him. I tell him every day, I'm like, you're real cute, dude. I think I'm going to keep you. And he just kind of looks at me funny. Yeah, well, here, I'll show you. I'll put up a picture of him. Yep, there we go. There's me and the guy. Me and my little man. Glad you decided to, yeah. I'm glad I decided to keep him too. Sometimes I'm like, man, you're really pushing my buttons, bro. And then he just like smiles at me. He has my head. He has a big head. I tell him that all the time too. I'm like, boy, you got a big head. We were just at the doctor yesterday, and they measured his head, and his head's like in the 98th percentile or something. Yeah, 98th percentile, 97, 98, which is really big dome piece. That's all right. He's cute. I'll keep him. Yeah, that's my baby boy. That's Maverick. That's IT baby. He's gonna be something. Hopefully he's gonna be smart. Hopefully he'll be a smart. His mom, baby's mama, my fiance, is a physician assistant. So, and I'm like a total nerd. So hopefully he gets one of our brains, because that would be great. That would mean he's like real smart. Hopefully, I'd be alright if he wants to be like a doctor or something, or a physician assistant like his mommy, or if he wants to be a nerd like his daddy. That would be totally cool too. I'd be totally alright with that. Yeah, and then I got 2 girls too. I got a 6-year-old girl, little girl, and a 10-year-old little girl. I guess they're not little. I can't tell them that they're little because they just get mad at me. Especially like the 6-year-old. Because 6-year-old, I'm like, you're still my baby, you know that? And she's like, I am not a baby. I'm like, yeah, but you're my baby. So she gets real mad at that. But anyway, I lost train of where I was at with all this. Sarah, you asked what you would look for in your first IT job. Help desk. Anything that says help desk, that's what you're going to go for. Plain and simple. Help desk. It says help desk, you apply for that. I don't care what the requirements are. Seriously, I don't care what the requirements they have on there. Help desk. See, Terry is right on it too. Terry knows what's up. It's funny because the chat, there's probably a delay in my video, so we're probably saying it at the same time, even though you're seeing her comment first. So that's funny. I love that like everybody's on the same page. That's awesome. Yep, you get seconds apart. Awesome. So it's only seconds, like a few second delay. That's awesome. Yeah, help desk, you get so much experience in help desk. It's the best. Like, I can't stress it enough. And I have a video on this. I have a series where I talk about help desk. Like things you should know about help desk and tips about help desk and all that stuff. It's so knowledgeable and great. Knowledgeable isn't the right word. I'm like getting fried. Yes, you're gonna get everything thrown at you. You deal with everything. Yeah, everything gets thrown your way for sure. You know, and here's the thing. You know, here's the thing when you start out with help desk. So just so you know, before you get into it, yes, everything is going to go your way. You're going to get everything thrown at you, and you're not going to be able to fix everything, and that's okay. So do not get discouraged that there's going to be things that you can't fix, and because that's okay. Because help desk, like I said, you literally get everything thrown your way. You know, sometimes you have to like kick a ticket up the next level, and that's okay. Like that's what the next level is there for. That is literally what they are there for. But what you can do, being in help desk, what you can do to show like your initiative, to show that you are interested, is if you have to kick something up to the next level, is talk to that next level person and say, hey, I really want to know what you're doing to fix this issue. Can you please show me? Can you please tell me what you did? Anything like that where you can try to get that knowledge transfer. That way, the next time, you don't have to kick that same issue up to the next person. Get that knowledge transfer, you know? So if you're kicking something up, make sure you say, hey, show me what you're doing. Can I please sit down with you and see what you're doing to fix this issue? And if the right people see that and the right organization, you might get moved up quicker. See, Terry and Taz, I love these two. I'm just gonna kick back and they're gonna answer the questions for you, Sarah. I'm done answering your questions today, Sarah, Terry, and Taz. It's the TNT show now. They have this covered for you because they have all the answers that I could tell you. I love it. I literally love it. It's fantastic. Like, that makes me so happy. I love that. I love that there's people here that like have they just have it. They just know it. They love it. Sorry. Passion. I just love that. Makes me so happy. So funny. Guy, I'm glad you have my back. I have your back too. Anytime, all day, every day. If you ever need anything, I'm here. I'm always here to help, no matter what. TNT, we gotcha. Heck yeah, I love it. This is great. This is like the best live stream I've done ever. This makes me so happy. And here's like another pro tip, especially when you're just starting out. I don't know that I got. Well, let's kind of show you. I don't know if this will work best for you. Make sure. What am I showing right now? Showing this. Let's go to this one. See this? I write everything down. You may not like to write everything down, right? You may open up a Word document or a Google Docs and type it all out. That might work better for you. But document everything. Everything that you can, document it. Please. Because it will save your butt. I write everything down because if I write it down, like 9 times out of 10, if I write it down, I don't have to refer back to it because as I'm writing it, it just like, I remember it. I remember it so much better than if I'm typing it out. If I'm typing it, it's just like mindless to me. It's just like a mindless process, typing something out. So if I'm writing it, it just sticks in my head so much better. So a lot of times, like if I write something out that's like super complex, I might put it in like some kind of document that I can refer back to at some point. So there's like double work there. But there's documentation. There's something that I can refer back to. But I love documenting. So important, so crucial, such a huge part of the job. Probably one of the biggest, another biggest bit of advice I can give. Document everything. Which I have a video about that too. I don't know. I have like 400 and something videos. AZ man, I can agree but also disagree with you at the same time because I can't do that at a hospital. I can't record or take pics of a lot of the stuff at the hospital. Can't do it. That's a huge HIPAA violation, and at a lot of schools and stuff too. You can get in a lot of trouble based on what information is shown. So yeah, you have to be careful on what you're doing with phones and taking pictures and videos and stuff like that. Yeah. See, Terry, what's up, Terry? Terry, when you gonna come and do Terry and Taz need to we're gonna do a Skype video, and you guys are just gonna come on the live stream. We're gonna do a video chat, and we're gonna talk, and that's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna tell me about what you guys do in IT, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. So you guys need to get a hold of me, and you need to tell me when you're available. and you need to be okay with getting in front of a webcam and being on Skype or Google Hangouts, because we're going to do it. Because it would be really cool, because you guys know what's up. Yeah, documentation is totally key. Database of documentation. Totally. Yeah, you could use like OneNote too. OneNote is huge. You do write everything down. See? Perfect. Write it down. Yeah, depending on location. Yeah, you just had. There's a lot of places, and there's a lot of places that get super squirrely about what you're taking. You know, if you take your phone out and you're taking pictures or video, and what's in the background or what's in the foreground of your pictures, especially in IT, it gets super sketch. People get real paranoid about it. Audio, no audio. Come on. We could do Skype. You could do Skype. It'll be all right. We could do it. But if you really want to do a podcast, we could do that too. I don't do podcast. I need to do podcast. I need to turn every single video that I've ever done into a podcast. You're in. All right. You're in. Well, we need to. Can you email me? I won't ask for your email in the chat, because we don't want people like blowing you up for any reason. But people can blow me up for all the reasons. I don't mind when people blow me up. Just as long as they're not like, literally blowing me up. All right. Hope I like Bibles. I'm sure. You know, send me Bibles and some e-Bibles. You can send me e-Bibles if you want. So home labs, do your research, write everything down. Anything else? I forgot the name of the thing. Your wife works at the TV thing. Oh, that's not my wife. My wife is a physician assistant. She works at the hospital that I worked at. That's how I met her. We worked at the same hospital. Aww. The resource I was talking about was itpro.tv. That's these guys. Oh, yeah. AZ man, totally. Nailed it too. Don't ever be afraid to Google something. Everybody Googles something. Everybody in IT, I think, Googles something at some point. It happens all the time. All the time. I think anytime we're stuck on something, we're pulling up the Google. Thanks to Google, you have a job. I think thanks to Google, a lot of people have a job. I think there's just like professional Googlers that work in IT, and they work in IT just because they know how to Google everything, which is great. That's fine, as long as they get their stuff done. Google all the things. Yeah, Taz, that's a great point right there. But let's see, I've been streaming now for an hour and 15 minutes. So, if there's any other questions, let me know now. Otherwise, we'll be ending this here very shortly. Have you ever been caught using Google, especially on the job? Everybody uses Google, man. Like, seriously, everybody. Like, nobody's gonna ever say anything about you using it. So being caught, you're not being caught using Google. You're Googling something. Not a big deal. You're getting answers because you don't have the answers. And that's simply because nobody has all of the answers in IT. Like, not one single person. So, Google it. Back in the day when there was no Google, you were pulling out books on books on books, trying to find the answers to what you were looking for. If you had an error, you had to pull out books and try to find something. So, no, I don't think you'll ever get in trouble or be looked down upon for Googling something. Like the last job that I worked, if I were to ask somebody for help or a question about something, I would get asked multiple questions. And I would do the same thing to other people also, but we would get asked multiple questions. I would say, hey, have you seen this before? Have you seen this issue before? I would get asked, one, did you check the wiki? And our wiki was our documentation, literally, of like every single freaking system that we had. It had so much material in there about everything. Did you check the wiki? Did you check service desk? Check our ticketing system to see if there's any notes in the tickets about this specific issue. So check the wiki, check service desk. Did you Google it? Okay, did you do those 3 things before you came and bothered somebody else to ask them about that issue? Because if you didn't check those 3 things before you bothered somebody else about that issue, then you're a jerk. You're a jerk, and you're wasting people's time. You need to be proactive. You need to look into these things before you bother somebody else. Even if you're new to IT, you can look this stuff up. You can try to do this. So when you go to that person to ask for help, you can say, hey, I looked in all these different locations for the answer. I couldn't find it. Have you seen this before? Then at least they know that you tried to look for it. But don't just go and tell them that you did it. Make sure that you did it. Because if they go and open up Google and the first frickin' result they find is the answer to the issue, then they will more than likely never help you again. Or they will just give you endless crap about it all the time. Which I have done before. I've had that happen. Where somebody's like asked me for help. I'm like, well, did you check here? Did you check here? Did you Google it? And they're like, yeah, I've done all that. And then I Google it because I wasn't really sure. And the first result gave me the answer. I was like, well, here's the answer right here. Did you not click on that? Oh, I didn't click on the first one. Thanks for wasting my time. Tess says she doesn't ask for help until she's exhausted a search for the answer. Got to be resourceful. That's right. What's going on, William? I would never lie on a resume. I don't think that's a good idea at all. Because at some point it might come back and bite you in the butt. So don't do it. Yeah, YouTube is such a valuable resource. YouTube is like one of the most valuable resources of all time. Taz, you are very, very welcome. I'm sorry we've like gone so far outside of that what we started at, but yes, you're very welcome. I think I might download the capture of this stream and publish like the first part of it so that I can kind of stress how important that the first part of this stream was. John, so ultimately use all available resources, otherwise you look lazy. 100%. Absolutely. Please try to utilize all your resources that you can before you ask for help. It's just the good thing to do. It's smart. So, anyway, I think that's all I have for this stream today. Archer Code, I responded to your question the other day. It was a comment. I responded to your comment the other day. I'm glad I responded to your comment. Will help desk job get me a girlfriend? I don't know. Why not? Thank you, Sarah. You have a great day also. So yeah. Anyway, this is all I have for the day. Archer, last question. You get the last question, Archer Code. And then I'm done, because I got to go. And the baby's awake, so hurry up, ask your question, because I gotta go. I gotta rush you now. Bye, Taz. Have a good weekend also. What's the best programming language to learn after HTML, CSS? Java. Boom, done. Okay, anyway, make sure you guys check out IT Pro TV. It's free to join. Check it out. Best resource I've ever used, hands down. They're not paying me to say this, I promise. But if you do sign up and you use the ITCQ30 coupon code there, then I do get paid, and that's pretty cool. But they are a good resource, and I do use them all the time. Just saying, I do. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you guys can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, email, Instagram. You can find me on the Instagram. And I don't know, I think that's all the places. Pretty sure that's all the places. So anyway, you guys have a great day, great weekend, and stay tuned later for the super awesome interview I did with Cherokee from IT Pro TV. And that's all I got. See ya!